This is Nitin Ramachandra from the NR Media, live at Big Shots with my co-host, Jeremy Fishman. We are live with two-time NBA champion, Walt Clyde Frazier from the New York Knicks. Woo! He did a big event here today, signing autographs, taking pictures for the fans. So, Walt, thank you for joining us today for this short segment. Can you talk about what was it like seeing the Knicks fans again and then meeting them and signing autographs for them?
It's always a pleasure, man. It's a blessing that I haven't played in over 40 years, and the fans still come out, make me feel special. It's very humbling. That's why if you ever come to a Knick game, one autograph you're bound to get is the Clyde, man, or a picture, so they keep me smiling.
So, Clyde, thank you for coming here today. We appreciate it a ton. One thing that you got to do is play in the biggest city in the world, especially for a sports market. Tell us how you were able to handle the pressure of New York.
Early on, I didn't. I was frustrated. You know, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, small town. I went to Southern Illinois. Now I come to the Mecca for everything. I was just overwhelmed by the people, by the players. It was just a major adjustment for me. So it took me a couple of years to like New York. I mean, I couldn't go to my hotel room and walk over people and didn't know if they were dead or not. You know, you get a new car and everybody's banging into it. So I was like, man, why? Then the team was lousy as well. You know, we wouldn't play defense. We had no cohesion. And all of that changed when we hired Red Holtzman. He became our coach. And the rest is history, folks.
Definitely adjusted well.
Hey, Walt, can you talk about what did it mean for you to win a championship, especially in New York, the biggest city, biggest market? Talk about that for the fans, winning a championship.
Well, the Knicks had been doormats for a long time. And I didn't know that until I came here. I was in the NIT. I was the MVP of the NIT. The Knicks drafted me first pick overall. And Boston had dominated us. Philadelphia had dominated us. So that was something that we had to overcome. And we finally became a relevant team. And we had 7 good years where we won 2 championships. We were there 3 times. The legendary players, Reed, Bradley, DeBusschere, Monroe, Bradley, you know, Phil Jackson, and playing in the greatest city in the world, man. It was so magnificent. For 2 or 3 years, I could not spend any money. Wherever I went, people were buying me dinner, they were buying me drinks, they were giving me free rides. And even today, I can get in a taxi sometime and the guy goes, Clyde, you can't spend any money here. So the New York fans unequivocally are the most knowledgeable, most provocative, the most passionate fans that there are.
Today, there's still a lot of young fans who look up to you. Even though they never got to see you play, they've seen your highlights and everything. What advice would you give to them to get eventually into your spot?
Great question. When I was growing up, I never thought I would be an NBA player. The first NBA game I saw was the one that I played in. So, what I used to do was I was always a team player. I wasn't always the best guy on the team, but I always gave 100%. So I had a tenacious work ethic. I played defense. I played offense. So I was an all-around player. And I was fortunate enough to be on good teams with guys like Willis Reed and Bradley DeBusschere. They were unselfish. We were always looking for the open man. And that's the style of play that I played with. And it catapulted me to the top of my profession. But I talk about success. The main thing is you got to have a plan. Know where you're going. Confidence. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Don't squander your time. There are only 24 hours in a day. Have a tenacious work ethic. There are people that have more talent than you, but that doesn't mean they're going to give 100%. So always give 100%. Be a team player. Network. Sort of networking is what we're doing now, getting out, meeting, greeting, and exchanging ideas. And don't forget to pray.
Thank you so much. I love that.
So one final thing for me, you're big into fashion. You're known as a fashion guru. You're part of the Puma brand. Talk about where did the fashion come from, and especially your suit. I love your suit game. Every time you commentate for the Knicks, and I see you a lot on TV, and the suits, you always bring out the suits. So talk about that fashion game.
Well, the fashion, I inherited from my dad. My dad was the guy who liked clothes. So I have a brother that's also into fashion, but he's not as flamboyant as I am. Like I say, when I was in college, I wore penny loafers and button-down collar shirts, and now I come to New York City, man. I used to see people dressed up all the time. I copied that, so I got the name Clyde because I used to steal the ball on the court. And one day I went shopping. I bought this wide brim hat. And like today, they were wearing the narrow brim. First time I wore that hat, everybody laughed at me. But 2 weeks later, the movie Bonnie and Clyde came out, and I walk in the locker room. They go, "Hey, look at Clyde." And that's how the fashion started. But the main thing about fashion is that I'm the oldest of 9 kids.
Wow.
So my parents were always telling me, "Walt, you have to set an example." I was always the guy, the first to college, the first to do that. So I was always cognizant of that and being a positive role model. So when I step out, my parents used to tell me, you're not only representing the Frazier family, but you're representing black people as well.
Yeah.
So when I go out, I know the Fraziers are there, but it's the black people. And today it's all people. When I step out, when you guys hear my vocabulary, man, I want to be like Clyde. I want to be so black and white, all different colors that admire me, respect me, and I'm a positive role model for them. So they keep me focused on doing the right thing, and we've never embarrassed them with drugs, alcohol, anything negative. So they can always look at us and say, man, these guys were excellent role models.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Two-time NBA champion Walt Clyde Frazier, former New York Knicks player, now commentating for the team, live from Big Shots. Thank you for everyone for joining, and thank you for doing the interview, Walt.
Thank you so much.
Let's go, Knicks.
Yeah, let's go.
Knicks.